again, I was in environments and business environments, and people would always, say, they'll make little comments to me like, hey man, you write very well, or you analyze that pretty good. You should go to law school. And I was hearing that quite a bit. And I was like, man, I don't want to go to law school. Again, from where I'm from, you don't talk to the lawyers, you don't talk to the police, right? So it was like, I would try to go to law school. But it just, one of those things, and I was just in a point where my spiritual walk was enhancing. And I was like, well, maybe God is just trying to tell me something. So I got my undergrad in business, and then I got my MBA in business and finance. And there was about a 7-year gap between me applying for the law schools that I wanted to go to, and I didn't get in. And so I just kept doing my entrepreneurship thing. I went in and out of corporate. I was just trying to find my way, but I was still in business. And then 7 years later, I got into law school. So it was just, of course, there's a lot around the number 7 and things of that nature. So it was just kind of a very serendipitous type of time. But yeah, I really didn't even want to practice, to be honest with you, man. I just wanted to give myself the credibility, but had no real intention on practicing. And then when I got into law school, I was one of the top students in law school and graduated top of my class. And I told some of my advisors I didn't want to take the bar. And they were like, bro, you'd be crazy not to take the bar. So I did, and I passed the first time. And the rest is history.
So so you have your own firm right now?
No, so I did. I graduated 2015. Actually took a non-traditional legal route. I went inside a corporation to do compliance work because at the time my daughter was she was just born, and she was 6 months. She's 7 years old now, but she was 6 months old. And I didn't want a law firm job because I was hearing, you got to work all these crazy hours, you got to bill all these crazy hours. And I was like, I just took the bar. I barely saw my daughter while I was taking the bar. And I didn't want that, for her to not be present, knowing that my father wasn't in my life. Right. So I was just like, so I took a corporate job as a compliance manager, but I was making the same amount of money that a new lawyer would make at a law firm. I figured quickly that wasn't for me. And then I opened the Robinson Law Group, and I grew that pretty fast. We ended up doing about 3.7, almost $4 million in about four years. So from about 2016 to 2020, I then merged my firm to my current firm, which is Nexsum Pruet, which is one of the top 200 law firms in the country. So they brought me in as a partner because they saw what I did with my previous firm.
I don't see none of that on your Insta. Why are you hiding that? Why are you hiding that?
I need to do a better job of telling my story. The folks who work with me kind of know, but it is something that I struggle with getting out there. But yeah.
Well, we're gonna do it right here.
I appreciate that.
We're gonna do it. Wow. And you did all that law stuff here in Charlotte?
In Charlotte.
Right.
We had an office here in Charlotte. I started Charlotte in 2016, and then we went to Atlanta. And then, to be honest, Atlanta kind of outpaced Charlotte. And most of our work was truly with athletes, and we were doing a lot of corporate work and IP, which was different because you don't see a lot of black corporate lawyers. You're starting to see more black IP lawyers who are doing more trademark work, but you wasn't really seeing it on a high level. And so I didn't really have a whole lot of mentors. There are a couple of OGs here in the Charlotte market who were doing some corporate work. So when I came on the scene, it was interesting to see how a lot of them would refer business to me or try to get me to join them and things of that nature. But it's a interesting, corporate space because, again, when we talk about entrepreneurship, we tend to do business with people who we know, like, and trust, right? Most times it's people who look like us, and 9 times out of 10, a lot of my first-time clients, I was the first lawyer they ever hired, right? And I think the fact that I was younger and I looked like them and I spoke their language, it allowed my business to just explode.